Very well. Welcome back. We are looking at cubes and cube roots. Lesson 2. Objectives. By the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to A. Find the cube root of a number by factor method, B. Evaluate expressions involving cubes and cube roots, and C. Apply the knowledge of cubes and cube roots in real-life situations. Activity, cube roots by factorization. That is exactly what we are going to do in this lesson. Understanding cube roots. From our knowledge of cubes, we know that a cube comes from a cubed factor of the number. The factor of a number which is cubed to get to the cube is called cube root. Very well, we saw that in 8, where we saw 2 times 2 times 2 gives 8, and therefore 8 will, so that was the cube of 2, and therefore 2, which has to be cubed to get 8, would be cube root of 8. Examples. 2 raised to power 3, that is 2 times 2 times 2, 3 times. 2 times 2, 3 times is equal to 8. Therefore, 2 is the cube root of 8. Similarly, 5 raised to 3 is equal to 125. Thus, that is to say 5 is the cube root of 125. We have also seen that 7 raised to power 3 is equal to 343. So that 7 is the cube root of 343. What do you think would be the cube root of 64? Or what would be the cube of 4? Let me ask you another one for you to think through. As you are thinking through what the cube of 4 would be, how about a 6 cubed? What would we get when we cube 6? Or what number is 6 a cube root of? Those are fundamental questions. Let's move on. What then do you think cube roots of the following numbers are? First, you are given a hint there. Factorize to get the cube root. 27, 64, 216, 1000. Send your answers to the WhatsApp line. Yes, that's good for practice for you. And quickly, it's quite fast. You can work on that. Let's move on. Cube root from a calculator. A calculator. Oh, here is a face of a calculator. Scientific calculator, we said. Scientific calculator with functions. With scientific functions, we can see cube root function is here. Cube root. Cube root. This is now cube root. 3 root x. 3 root x is cube root. Let's go on here. The y. Yes, y. Cube. No, y root x function key, in which x is the number, while y is the root. This is a general root function key which can give us several roots, not only cube. Y is 3 when we are talking about cube root. Y would be 2 when we are talking about square root. Y would be 4 when we are talking about 4th root, 5th root, 6th root, 10th root, and so on and so forth. That is the function key for getting root of a number. The number is x, represented there by x. How do you get there? How do you get there? Now, the shift key for opening out the normally hidden function keys is here. This key here is shift. You have to press it first before you activate the hidden functional keys, or the deactivated or inactivated. functional keys. When you shift, then you activate them, and then you will be able to use them on your key calculator. Good. Now we move on to find the cube root of a number. First of all, strike. If you strike is too hard. Maybe touch. It depends on the nature of your key or keys. You could touch, or you could strike. You could depress. You could hit. The shift key first, then followed by the number whose cube root you want or you're looking for. That would be the beginning, and then now after you hit the number, you go to hit the root function key, followed by, now because we are looking for cube root, you followed by 3. You hit the equal sign, and then a number would appear. In this case, we want to find a cube root of a certain number, 54. If you tie 54, and then the root function key, and then maybe 3 for cube root, you'd come up with a number. You find a number, probably the one which is shown there. Let's see. All right, we move on. A careful look through tables, cube roots from tables. We want now to find cube roots from tables. Now that we know how to find cube roots from calculators, we can also find cube roots from tables of cubes. But a careful look through the tables, all the pages of the mathematical table, reveals that there are no provisions, or there's no provision for cube roots. There are no tables of cube roots directly as such. And then one would wonder how a cube root or cube root of a number would be found from mathematical tables. Let's see. We are in the process of learning, so we are going to learn that. We have here a little portion of a table of cubes, and we can see the column of numbers up to 1 decimal place called X, and then we have the part of the table from 0 to 9, which gives us the next decimal place, the second decimal place, and then we have the add part of the table, which gives us the third decimal place. Then we have 4 significant figures, such, right? Good. So we have said that this is the number part to 1 decimal place, then the second part is to the second decimal place, and the third part to the third decimal place. Now, for example, to find the cube, we are talking about cube, not cube root. Maybe cube. Yes, cube of 1 point cube, right? 1.705, you find in the main table of second decimal place, a number nearest to 1.705. To find the cube of this number, 1.705, from the table, you look into this big part, this main table, a number nearest to 1.705. If you look at carefully, you'll see there 1.685 to be the nearest to the 1.705, but of course there's a difference there. The difference is take away 1.685 from 1.705, you get there a difference of I think 0.0020, and along what is this? The 1.685 is along row 1.1 and under column 9. Yes, 1.65. There we are. It's there. You then look for a number in the table of add on the right hand side, which then when you add onto 1.685, you get close to 1.705, and you find that the number is 20 under column labeled 5, which now gives us the number whose cube is 1.705 as 1.1. Remember, 1.1 is read from the main, the number table, the number part of the table X, column X, and then 9 is in the large part of the second decimal place, and then the 5 is in the odd place. So the cube, and when number whose cube is 1.1, no, number whose cube is 1.705 is 1.195, and that is good. You need to practice more of that. Now your task, to help you practice more of this, take pictures of the work here and send through the WhatsApp line. Number 1, use a calculator to find cube roots of the numbers here, 216, B 0.5, and 343, 125000. Number 2, a bit more demanding, use table of cubes to find cube roots of the following numbers. 8,000, of course, it's not in the table directly. We've just seen how to find such things, such a root. 500, and then 0.343. What are the cube roots of these numbers? Worked out from the tables. And please don't just give the answer. You show how to get to the answer by documenting your actions. Very good. We move on, and shortly we meet and look at what is next. Thank you.